My brother, I've been thinking about something. We've talked about this. Let's give the people more. Oh, they're gonna it up.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Talk Wrestling here on the Jeff Meacham Network, here on the Greg Cherry brand, here in the Custom Studios. And no, I'm not on No DQ tonight, but Aaron is plugging it for me over on the No DQ brand. So thank you very much, Aaron. I just super chat for him, but that's okay. It's all good, brother. It's all good. There we go. Love it, love it, love it. So we are here. It is Talk Wrestling. We're live. Thank you for joining me again. It is much appreciated. I know there is definite other streams out there tonight, and I know, but like I said in the tweet, at the end of the day, they're doing predictions that you can watch anytime this week, right? So if you're here with me, I really, truly appreciate it. If you're watching us both, even better, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm cool with that too. All right, so I didn't have a whole lot of I had topics I wanted to talk about today, but to be perfectly honest with you, completely open format. You guys ask whatever you want tonight. I appreciate it. However, I do want to point something out. If you're watching on, at least on mobile devices, I don't know if they actually show it on the what do you call it? Let me go ahead and check that actually now that I say that, because I'm not sure. But according to our buddy Scott, who was being very gracious and super chatting quite frequently last night, which again I greatly appreciate, my friend. Apparently there's a new thing called the thanks button, which is I think it's over here somewhere. If you're watching live, I'm gonna try to see it on the big screen here, so forgive me. But apparently you can hit that button and also provide thanks. So thank you if you're doing that as well. Marshall, no judgment, no forcing. You do what you need to do, my friend. You can watch either one of us or both. And like I said, Aaron's doing predictions for pay-per-view, which is going to air Sunday. So if you want to watch him tonight, you can watch him during the rest of the week also. You can watch me live. You're only going to get me doing Talk Wrestling on Tuesday nights. So there is that. Let me see. It doesn't show. Okay, it doesn't show that I can do it on here on the what do you call it? The big computer. But anyway, my buddy Scott, our buddy Scott, I should say, one of our great supporters, was pointing out that over here somewhere, if you're watching on a mobile device, there's a thanks button. So if you don't want to super chat, you don't want to have the big old, to do about it, you can actually be right ahead and thank me that way. Either way, I appreciate it very much. And we already have a $5. Thank you very much. So go ahead. I'll go ahead and do the thank you, Ken, for $5. Much appreciated, sir. He says, Jeff, did you like Raquel's smiling gimmick? I like it, but I was expecting her to debut like Legion of Doom or Babyface China. What did I think? I am unfortunately the wrong person to ask about the smiling Raquel gimmick. I didn't have a chance to see it. But anything, honestly, that lets superstars of that quality, that caliber get a showcase, I'm here for it, Ken. I really am. Well, why is that being loud? That's being loud. I don't need to have that dick me on, what do you call it? Monetization. All right. Josh, I see your comment, so bear with me here. Let Let's see if it'll actually let me do it live. Okay, it won't, of course. That's just too damn easy. So, okay. That's right. If you can watch King's game, that's right. So, Josh, let me see if you guys can see this or not. Okay. So, right here, next to the download button, there's a thing that says thanks, at least on a video from yesterday that we did yesterday. Ask the Dad. So, if it's there, by all means, please go ahead and use that if you prefer that to a super chat. Either way, we get them, and I found out they take 30% of these things. It's freaking crazy. So anyway, again, thank you, Ken. As far as Raquel, like I said, I am glad Raquel's on the main roster. Don't get me wrong. It just depends what they do with her and how they utilize her on the main roster. So remember all the other external distractions off. All right, we are 100% with you guys now. Again, I appreciate it here. So I threw these up during the little the interim, but Josh is here. Thank you, Josh. Josh says he's excited for Backlash. He's so freaking glad it's not a tag title unification match more, which I disagree with. I think it should be a tag unification match personally. Bloodline should lose with Jimmy and Jay taking the pin. Josh also, I'm going to go through everybody's and just come back to everybody. So we'll see. Josh says if they are doing the Rocket Mania, Cody needs to win the WWE Championship at SummerSlam, which I agree with, and Drew the Universal at Clash of the Castle. Again, they're over in the UK, so why not Drew become champion over in the homeland, right? Reigns needs to go into Mania looking for something to prove with no belts. I agree with that. And JJ, Josh loves your Rock promo, so there you go for the month of May as far as Renegades reviews. We'll talk about that later. Josh also says, I actually forgot about the backlash predictions till you said it. Well, oops, it's okay. I still need to write my backlash predictions for my Mansfield matchups in DQ column. Yes, cheap plug. And again, Josh, I will gladly read those off on Sunday as well when we go live with our pre-show for for WrestleMania Backlash. So that was from Josh. JJ says, hey there, hi there, ho there. Hello, Jay. Good to see you again. I see you every day, practically. NXT Spring Break-In has been some fire. All I missed was the triple threat match for the North American Championship. That was actually okay. It wasn't my favorite match, but it was okay. Richard says, return to the Meacham. Well, thank you, Richard. I appreciate that. And again, Marshall, no judgment either way. I'm okay, whatever you like to do, my friend. Again, Joey said, if you can watch King's game and SummerSlam and Simpsons, you can watch FWQ. Exactly. And the Kings are on tomorrow. They are 1-0 in the playoffs. Woo, 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 woo. Let's get a little bit on that. Thank you very much. And David says, hey, hello, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. And Josh, we appreciate you being along in the chat on something again. And that's a double shot. Let me not gloss over the fact we're gonna have 2 watch-alongs this weekend. Let me go ahead and get rid of the comments. You actually see it. Maybe. There it goes. Okay. So we're going to have Under Siege coverage on Saturday, May 7th. And then, of course, we'll have Backlash coming up on the 8th. So double shot of pay-per-view / premium lives this week. So there you go. David, with the first question, actually the second question, excuse me. Of the 3 top advertised matches, which should main event this Sunday? Ronda versus Charlotte, the only title match of the night, the 6-man tag, or Rollins versus Rhodes 2. JJ pointed out that it should be the women's title match as you said, David. It's a title match, so it should be, but I can't honestly believe them not putting Roman Reigns in the final match of a premium live event. But he is in a 6-man. He's not defending the championships. So I think that we will probably see Charlotte versus Ronda in the main event. At least I would do that. If not that, then probably Cody and Rollins. I don't think they're going to put Roman in the bloodline against Drew and the and RK Bro in the main event. But again, I'm not always right, Lord knows. So we will see how it plays out. I would, if it was me, I'd put the title match last, but I also know Cody and Rollins is a major, major match. So we shall see. Richard says, and Marshall, we love you guys too. We love everybody in here. Well, mostly everybody. Richard says, Rock vs. Triple H for the WWF title at Backlash 2000 with Austin returning to a monstrous pop was my all-time favorite Backlash match. Again, we actually covered Backlash matches back last Friday, the 29th. So on Dad's, I'm always on wrestling, so please go check that out in the archives on the Jeff Meacham Network and the Castine Studios on both channels. Please please give JJ some love too on the Casa, because we need to definitely get his views up and definitely get the watch hours going for him. Get that man making some money. We got Greg making the money. Aaron's been making the money for years. I'm making the money. We got to get JJ up on our level as far as making the money. So give Jay the watch hours over on Dad's, but please check it out. Great show. April was probably the best month we've had since we came back. We had 3 shows in April. We had the Backlash match at the end of the month. We had Mania entrances at the start of the month, which I thought was a great show as well. And we had top 10 favorite baseball players of all time on tax day, April 15th, which again, non-wrestling show. So great month. And we're looking forward to the next episode of Dad's, which we'll talk about a little bit later on as we get ready to promote at the end of the show. Josh says, I saw that you're finally watching WrestleMania 17, which I am so happy for you. I am so happy. I got the Jericho versus Regal Intercontinental match, and it was solid. Been watching some Brett versus Taker matches on Peacock. You can't go on Brett versus Undertaker. And as far as WrestleMania 17, hoping an IC title match added to the pay-per-view, of course, Backlash. Also surprised you couldn't hear my pop for the AJ Ballard the too sweet moment. I thought I heard something strange last night, but then I wasn't watching Raw live. I was actually, again, you guys don't see what goes on. Oh, that damn thing's off kilter again. Get back where you belong, you little toad. Beyond the magic of the green screen, we actually are still in the process of moving into this place, slowly. Surely. And we actually had my parents' bed delivered this morning. So we had to do a massive moving of stuff in order to make room for the delivery guys to come in. So that was during the East Coast feed of Monday Night Raw. So I missed it. I actually didn't get to watch all of Raw at all. I actually watched a good chunk of it this morning on the stream, not Hulu. So anyway, David says, with the rumors that WWE will be doing release every 90 days, do you think it should be more so be PC protocol similar to football? Okay, so we actually talked about this last time I asked the dads, David. And again, David, I highly encourage you to hop on the tube and please contribute to the cause. But JJ was had made a great point, and I kind of went along with it because he and I have both done retail our entire adult lives. Good grief. And I know Sean debunked the whole 90 days thing, so I'm not going to get too wound up on it because, like I said, we covered it last night. But if they're going to do 90 days, it should be, it is like a business. Because you have to remember, in everything but sports, as far as most major sports, unless you're in camp and you're trying to earn your spot on the field, the roster, whatever, you have a contract, which you sign and they honor it. But if you're in the camp for hockey, football, whatever, there is that period where you're trying to earn your keep and you're trying to make sure you stay on that roster. So, but in business and retail, most companies have a 90-day probationary clause where they can fire you or release you or terminate you or lay you off or whatever within 90 days without providing reasonable cause or justifiable cause. They can just say, you know what, it ain't working. See ya. WWE has always touted themselves more as a business than a sport, at least since Vincent K. McMahon took over. So I think that if they're going to do this, and again, Sean's debunked it, so take it what it's worth. I actually am okay with it. And the reason I say that is because they sign all these people up and they bring all these people in from the outside world and train them and, lead these kids to believe that they can be molded into the WWE formula. The formula in WWE has always been Vince, and NXT was different until very, very recently. So I am all for them making these kids where, hey, you've got 90 days to prove your shit. And if you don't, you're out and you go find work elsewhere. I did like that Persia. I know that's not her real name. I forget the name she uses on the independent circuit. If someone's watching, they can help me. But I love that Persia immediately all right, I got cut. Now accepting bookings. And Taya went right on there and said, please book her against me. I'd love to see Taya and Persia. Good night, Alana. Let me go ahead and throw that up there right now just to make sure that JJ knows I'm talking. Alana, if you're still watching, I love you too. We're going to try to do this weekend, but it's Mother's Day. And I don't want to be up in your mom's business. So I will see you when I see you, my niece. Love you much. And everybody's going, what the hell is he doing? So there you go. Cheers. All right. Let's see where I skipped. There we go. And Richard is telling Josh that Bret vs. Undertaker of SummerSlam 97 is their best match. Actually, Richard, I will disagree with that. The best match they had on pay-per-view that nobody talks about. It's on the network. It's on Peacock. One Night Only, 97. The same night that Bulldog and Michaels had their European Championship match. That WWF Championship match is a sleeper. Go watch it. It's good stuff. Let's see. Richard thinks Balor's going to turn on AJ and join Edge, which we've talked about. Balor just fits in more. That demon side of him, that character definitely fits in. Fits into the mold of the. So for the record, Greg Cherry has disabled super chats on his channel. So if you're watching the Greg Cherry brand, which I appreciate, also, you're not going to see a super chat or a thanks or whatever option because YouTube's not paying him. And I completely understand that. So streamlabs.com/luckofthedraw1 for the Greg Cherry brand. The Greg Cherry show, of course, tomorrow with Greg has agreed, God help him, egg on his face tomorrow. So it's going to be interesting to see how the show plays out tomorrow. He's going to smash an egg over his head at the top of the show because you guys met the super chat goals that he put out there for you guys. Again, YouTube's being whatever about it, but Greg will have little egg on his face for an hour tomorrow, so it'll be fun to see that. But yeah, and again, that's why I'm exploring other options as far as getting paid, Greg. So thank you for letting my audience know and your audience know and JJ's audience know that that's how you're approaching things. Marshall says, do I think LA Knight will return eventually? And if he does, could he be bigger star? He's actually in doing dark segments, becoming a manager on the SmackDown brand. So I would say we'll definitely see him back on TV. They're just trying to groom the character to see what he can do on SmackDown. So I would say we will see LA Knight back sooner rather than later. Let me water, excuse me. Oh, right up enough. That wasn't happy. Let's see. So, Richard, to answer your question, since Greg is here, DM Greg. You have to DM him. If you don't, if you tweeted him, I'm not sure why he wouldn't have responded. I don't know. Again, Greg is the master of the mayhem when it comes to Jack of all trades and the Greg Cherry brand WTC now. He's the champ. He's the host of Jack of all trades. So you just have to just keep in contact with Greg. And then we've got, let's see. Josh says, I knew to watch One Night Only because of Jack the Jobber's What Culture 10. Yeah, there you go. That's it. I didn't know. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So Josh is going to wear his Browns versus Steelers shirt tomorrow just for the Greg Cherry show. And Greg says, I may have May's episode filmed already as far as contestants. Oh, well, there you go. Hopefully he does, because it is coming up on May 19th, which is a very big, important day if you remember wrestling history. And if you don't, do your research, folks. Adam, am I free Friday during Rampage? During Rampage, yes. After Rampage, no, because after Rampage, we will be going live here on the network with Open Mic Night. That'll be, again, that's Friday, May. Oh, I had the graphic ready. I didn't know I had it ready. There's the Greg Cherry show. I had way too much time on my hands yesterday, or the day before, whatever it was. So yeah, Greg Cherry show tomorrow, and then we're Dark Thursday. But Aaron will be on with the review on the ODQ side of things, and then yes. So Adam, I'm free during Rampage, but as soon as Rampage is off the air, I got to go. I got to host my show. So yes, Adam, I am free during Rampage. And JJ says, LA Knight's a manager. If only he had worked with a legendary manager to learn from. Oh, yes. If only, Jay. If only. If you don't know, Percy Pringle. Sean Ricker was Percy's last client prior to his passing. Paul Bearer, of course. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I thought LA Knight was one of the released. No. No, trust me. Trust and believe, Marshall. If Sean Ricker was one of the guys that got released, JJ and I would have been on that yesterday on Ask the Dads. We'd have been livid. Oh my God. We'd have lost our friggin' minds. Adam says, before that, you want to watch Rampage of Tony Schiavone via Zoom? I can probably get you the details. Sure. I'm guessing you're one of the top guy, big hogs, whatever the hell Conrad called. I'm not. It's not that I don't. I love Conrad's content. I just haven't been able to watch. I haven't been able to subscribe in years, a year at least, because I've just been so broke ass. I would love to be on there with Shivani. I love Shivani. So yes, definitely. Send me the deets. DM me, Adam. Since you're on Facebook, go ahead and DM me on Facebook. We'll get her going. Let's see. Josh, I'm guessing Greg will hopefully be covering the draft tomorrow and how Perry and Winfrey just became Myles Garrett's BFF and Mitch Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, and Kenny Pickett's worst nightmare. Yeah, very likely. Again, this is a wrestling show, so I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but I'll go with it. David with a big old question. Look out. With Nikki ASH's current tweet, I was in discussion earlier about grand slams and wrestling. During the Attitude Era, 2 lower card championships, hardcore light heavyweight, were able to work as substitutes to 1 mid card. Should the NXT tag UK or any major accomplishments on those brands as substitutes for a women's grand slam? I was mad about Parker getting cut, Josh, only because they freaking pushed that guy to the moon, not Cameron Grimes' moon, obviously, but and you know, like I said yesterday on Dads, that guy was pigeonholed before he started because he's the next Brock Lesnar. He looks like even Brock. It's like, no, let him be Parker. Anyway, it was horrible. David, I honestly, and again, this is just me being a cynical, old fart, so forgive me, but I really think the whole Grand Slam thing has been not played out, but definitely overdone. And the reason I say that like I do, and I'm moving the damn thing again, son of a bitch, is it on because I'm moving the thing, or is it no, this is moving? Why does this damn camera keep moving? Stay put. Damn camera. Anyway, so it was the original idea behind the Grand Slam label was to give Shawn Michaels something to call himself because he was the first to have ever done it. There were a few Triple Crown champions over the years, but never a guy to hold 4 championships because there weren't 4. For some reason, there were only 3 that were during the biggest boom in WWF history at the time, which was, of course, the golden era of the 80s. Shawn Michaels becoming European champion, having already been tag, Intercontinental, and WWF champion, they gave it to him. Of course, Triple H was the second guy to do it, and it just kind of evolved from there. But again, depending on who you ask, championships are still a very big deal, and they're the major driving point behind storylines in professional wrestling / sports entertainment. But I think that too much labeling kind of, again, much like the hot potatoing, devalues championships, at least for my money. Just kind of got to troll Greg because he's here. I'm a Greg Mark. I admit it, and I don't care because I got 2 words for Virtue DX style. Hey, let's not get up in Virtue on here. I know he's not watching, but geez. Do I think Cody will be the WWE champion and bring back the Winged Eagle? I get asked this. I've been asked this at least twice since he made that announcement on the bump. Yes, I think he will be the WWE champion before he leaves the business again. Yes. And if he becomes champion, will he bring the Winged Eagle? I know he wants to. I hope he does, because everybody in this room should know how much of a mark I am for the Winged Eagle WWF, WWE Championship. So please let that be a thing. My goodness, that would be the greatest, one of the greatest moments of my fandom to see that championship back on the air. That'd be great. JJ says the title doesn't make the wrestler makes the title. That's unfortunately not always true. That is a philosophy that one should subscribe to if you listen to Triple H, if you listen to Vince, if you listen to William Regal, people like that. However, it has been shown that the title often will make the wrestler. And I think, again, getting back to what I said, I think the over-labeling of titles, as far as not just the championship themselves, but the title of Grand Slam champion, the title of king or what, there's too much, almost too much gimmickry, and that's something for a sports entertainment fan. That's like, oh, how can there be too much gimmickry? Because there can be. But again, everybody's got their own opinion. Everybody feels how they feel. I feel like there's too many labels in the wrestling / sports entertainment business for my own personal belief. I think there should be one world champion. There should be one set of tag champions. There should be one or maybe one mid-card for each brand if they're actually going to keep separate brands. Let me be clear on that. One single women's world champion, one set of women's tag champions, and then the developmental titles. Good on that. 24/7 is fun to watch, whatever. But, other than that, it's just kind of too much. Joey says, I kind of wish they didn't get rid of the European title. I do miss that belt. As do I. Great belt, great championship. Richard says, how do I see professional wrestling sports entertainment? Is it different or all the same in the end? In my opinion, it's all sports entertainment to me, but fans go to uproar if AEW is called sports entertainment. I think that is exactly what the puppet masters in the wrestling companies want you to do. I am a very much a toe the corporate line guy. I call WWE sports entertainment when I'm talking about it. Sometimes I call it wrestling. Noah, when he's doing my commentary, says professional wrestling, damn it. And we love him for that, by the way. You'll be hearing that a lot this weekend over on the Jeff Meacham Network. We'll talk more about that later. But I really don't have a particular way or the other. Like, I could care less. Jericho calling himself a sports entertainer in AEW is specifically designed to be a heel, to be an asshole, to label it how the wrestling fans don't want to be labeled. Oh, we're not sports entertainment fans. Yeah, you are. I got news for you. If you became a wrestling fan watching the product after 1983, you're a sports entertainment fan, kids. I hate to bust that little purist mark bubble of yours, but you are a sports entertainment fan first and foremost. Yes, you appreciate the aspect of wrestling, the athletic stuff in it, and I'm not going to begrudge you that. I refuse to be a dick. However, if you became a fan in 83 or after, if you were born or after, and that's what you grew up on watching, you were a sports entertainment fan first. So there you go. All right. Anyway, now that I've been a dickhead, let's see what we got here. David says, do you think Roman's not really competing on regular TV more often than corrects pay-per-view challengers momentum as a Triple H, having the champ lose on TV here and there plants a sense of hope that the challenger might be able to win the big one pay-per-view? I have said this for years, and I stand by the statement, David. The champion should defend the title on pay-per-view, period. Or premium live event now, whatever the hell. I'll even go you one further. Now that they have an established, these are our big shows, these aren't our big shows. The WWE World Heavyweight Champion, the Universal Champion, whatever the shit you want to call that guy, the top champion of WWE should defend the title at the big stadium shows. I'm talking WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. I think Money in the Bank is if you're classified as a Big Five going forward. It is at least in Stadium in July, which I might be going. And then like the one-off shows over in Saudi, if they want to have it go over there. The Clash of the Castle coming up in September over in the UK. The major stadium shows and the we need to make a killing on this, money-wise on this shows. That's where you see the world champion defend. He can wrestle at the B shows, but not defend the championship, like on Sunday with Backlash. Let's see. Who do you think AEW will lose next after Cody and Brandy to WWE? Well, first of all, Brandy's not WWE. Let me be clear on that. Brandy is not with WWE. She is doing her own thing. She's not been signed by WWE. MJF is too soon. Wardlow's more likely. Let's see. Also, did anybody AEW stars announce their draft picks last weekend? No. WWE stars exactly. There you go. WWE is a sports entertainment company, and they were all over the NFL draft all weekend. So there you go. There's cross branding. Do I think you should bring it back? No. I screwed up my super chat. Babyface China smiled a lot. Yes, she did. Ken says casual tendencies are fine. Triple H underrated title defense was against Undertaker. Taka, yes. Taker, wow. Shows you a condition I am. The big champ should compete on non-titles on TV. Yes. Yeah. On Okay. See, I am so much more of a 80s philosophy. And I don't mean that Hogan was right in the way they presented Hogan a lot of the time. As a 7-year-old kid, yeah, I loved it. But here's with the benefit of perspective and hindsight. I don't feel the world champion should be a regular run-of-the-mill television attraction. I don't. And I know the business has evolved drastically in 40 years. I've been watching for over 30. But I feel that the world champion, the top dog of the company, should not wrestle on the regular on television. I'm talking Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Well, NXT is developmental. Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, Rampage, Ring of Honor television. If they get back to pay-per-views full time, the NWA every Tuesday night. The world champion should not be wrestling on regular television. It should be a pay-per-view thing. Period. JJ says, in his opinion, pro wrestling is more match-based. Sports entertainment is more storyline-based. That's not to say that pro wrestling can have storylines, but when 60% of your broadcast is promos, 20 is matches, and 20 is commercials, you're sports entertainment. If 60 is matches, 20 is promos, and 20 is commercials, you're pro wrestling. And the thing is, both the major companies have matches on during commercials now with the picture-in-picture gimmick. So, but as I said, they're both there. I don't, the whole thing about sports entertainment being a dirty word, that was a Paul Heyman promo, guys, and he cut it on a sports entertainment show. Do I think it's a mistake for AEW to feature the Ring of Honor titles? No, not at all. Not if the new owner of Ring of Honor wants to get the Ring of Honor championships established to a broader audience. I know Ring of Honor has more prestige on it overall, as far as long-term longevity with fan awareness, but you gotta remember something. As broad as Ring of Honor's reach has always been, or at least has been for 20 years, even with the internet being a thing, they have not had a regular television deal. They were on in spurts, and then they got Sinclair buying them. They don't have TV right now as far as actual. I know nothing's actual TV. There's Hulu. I understand that. I'm old and tired, not stupid, folks. Seriously. But I feel that until they get Ring of Honor back up full running, until they get a TV deal, they got to keep the championships public eye somehow. Thank you, Jay. He phrased it perfectly. My brain wouldn't do it. So there you go. Josh says champions should not be pinned until they lose their titles. You cannot change. No, I agree with that. I think the whole championship showcase thing WWE is bullshit. Absolute stupid bullshit. I really do. I always have. I think it's a dumb idea. That's how I feel. Do I think Roman should compete when it was on special like Andre? No. That is not what I'm saying. Let me try to. You have to remember something. Even when he was not completely physically destroyed, Andre was brought in as a special attraction because he was 7 feet 4 inches tall and weighed between 400 pounds. He was a literal giant. And back when he was a special attraction, there was territories. There wasn't, global television, or even for back then, national television deals where you would see the same show in all 50 states. So I don't think that should be the case now at all. That's where the business has evolved, where I don't think that it should be a special attraction deal like Andre was. But when Hogan was champion in the 1980s, he would show up to Superstars. He would show up to Wrestling Challenge, or whatever the syndicated show of the time was, and cut promos with Mean Gene, with Craig DeGeorge, with appear on Piper's Pit, appear in the Body Shop, appear in the Snake Pit, but he wouldn't wrestle. And if he did wrestle, he certainly wouldn't defend the title on Superstars. He would defend it at WrestleMania, at Survivor Series, at SummerSlam, or not Survivor Series, at WrestleMania and SummerSlam, and even the Royal Rumble occasionally when that would be a thing. So, no, he should appear regularly, just not wrestling regularly on normal television shows. Okay, Let me just okay, got it back here. Ring of Honor is Tony Khan's second baby. Why avoid Ring of Honor talents on his shows? Exactly. Good. Thank you, Ken. Yeah, that's right. Very good. All right, let's see. According to another I'm not going to give them if you saw the thing, I'm not going to give them the benefit of a plug. There's another podcast that said Bianca was playing with her hair, resulted her hitting both Liv and Asuka on accident. Do you feel that Bianca is over enough to lose the ponytail? I think that's a little. Again, you're taking the word of people who aren't actively involved anymore in the business at their word. And I'm not saying I'm active in the business, but again, until you see it as a factually documented injury, take it for what it's worth, because it's not really, it's those two guys on that show. So anyway, let's see what we got here. Just trying to look through. You guys are conversating together. I hate that I made that a thing in my head where I can use it as a word. I'm so mad at myself I did that. Richard says, if you could rank the top 5 wrestlers from the Samoan dynasty, oh Lord, who would it be my top 5? Okay, Samoan dynasty, the bloodline, the Anawahis. The Rock is number 1. I mean, there is no bigger star out of that family than The Rock. I'll say Roman at this point. Roman's there. He really is. Roman's number 2. God. When you think about long-term longevity and awareness and time in the business, I would say Rikishi. Jimmy does not count. He was a blood brother, but he wasn't actually married into the family like Rocky's father, like and of that nature. So I wouldn't count personally. I wouldn't count Jimmy Snuka or Tamina, unfortunately, or Naomi, because she's not, she's not blood either. And again, that's a whole other. Anyway, Rock, Roman, Rikishi, Yoko, and the Usos. And I'll even give honorable mention for sure to Umaga, because he was in a WrestleMania marquee match. God bless Eddie, man. It's such a waste that he had to pass on. But yeah, and David says it was for him. It's Rock, Jacob Fatu, who I haven't seen Jacob, so I can't really comment on that. Roman and Usos. JJ says Rock, Roman, Yoko, Umaga, Jamal, Alpha. And again, Alpha's definitely got the training chops. Okay, so Jimmy is related to the Anawahis in that kind of like Peter Maivia and the Anawahis. Like, they weren't actually blood at first. I think, again, the Samoan dynasty thing just makes my brain short circuit. Austin Powers, I've gone cross-eyed. But I don't recall Jimmy being as woven into the fabric of the family as Peter Maivia, as Rocky Johnson, those guys. So anyway, what did I think of the NWO Silver in WCW 2000? So here's where I get a little lose a little street cred, if you will. My first ever NWO shirt was actually the silver shirt. So I did not get to go to a WCW live event during the NWO era. I wanted to very badly, but my predication for slacking off in school during my junior high and high school years, that tells you how old I am, prevented me from being able to watch wrestling on TV, let alone attending it live. Put it this way, guys. I didn't go to a live wrestling show between October 94 WCW house show and WrestleMania 2000. So that's how my grades just took a turn there. Hello, Miss Natalie. Let me go ahead and do that real quick here. I'll answer the question just one sec, Adam. But hello, Miss Natalie. I'm glad it's you and not a lot of that way I can actually use better language to talk about some things. Anyway, miss you too. I miss you both. I really do. I hate that I haven't seen you guys in so long. It sucks. And your family and your whole house, except your dad. It's a bummer. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't get a chance to go to wrestling shows in the NWO / Attitude Era, which sucks. Or except I went for WrestleMania 2000, but I didn't go to a WCW show, I should say. But my aunt, the same aunt that got me into this wonderful place a couple years back, went to the very first WCW Monday Nitro, the only Nitro that took place out at Staples Center, which is now, of course, Crypto.com Arena, the home of the Kings, home of the Lakers, home of the Clippers, home of a lot of some great concerts over the years, home of the Grammys for so many years. But Nitro was there in 2000. I think that was actually, it may have been it was the Nitro taping of the episode of Thunder. I can't remember if it was when Nash became champion during the NWO commissioner bullshit or when Sid got it back. I can't remember. I don't recall. But my aunt came home and brought me a NWO silver shirt. The first NWO shirt I ever got was NWO silver. As far as the actual storyline and the presentation, oh, you go. Jesus. So bad. And Brett got hurt right away, so that didn't help him. Jarrett got hurt going in this whole bout, and it was just a train wreck. It really was. So it was unfortunate it went to so downhill so fast. All right, Scott's here again. Scott was the one that provided me the information with the about the thank you button. Josh, Scott, if you can help out the folks in the chat room, because some of them can't seem to find the thanks button. I don't know if it's popped up yet. I know it's on yesterday's dads, Ask the Dads. So if it's there, and people can't see it, then please help them out, Scott. Thank you. Let's see. Do I think that Britt Baker? I think we got Britt Baker over in AEW was capitalizing on a major flaw that the women's division lacks: mic work. In other words, is Britt Baker a sports entertainer and a women's? Yes. Thank you. You hit the pin up. Yeah, you hit on the head. Very good, David. Britt Baker is over because Britt knows how to cut promos and she's got a personality. Good call. Thank you. Yes. Agreed. 100%. Without question, right, JJ? Worst champion for WCW, Russo or Arquette? Russo. And again, there's another thing you can go back and watch. The worst champions in history by far. JJ and I did an episode of Dads Not Always on Wrestling about the top 10 worst champions in history, maybe even world champions. And we specifically singled out Vince McMahon's ECW championship reign and Vince Russo's WCW championship reign as we're not going to put these on the list because they would be the whole list by their damn selves. David Arquette, win, lose the belt, whatever, accomplished the goal. It got people to watch. It got people to go to that movie. It got coverage in major newspapers around the world. Oh, it's videos. Okay. So for everybody watching, thank you. Hang on one second. So anyway, Scott, I'll put your tab in a second. But yes, Russo being champion did not move storylines. Didn't even he had a chance to move it because he vacated it a week later. People are going to say, "Oh, well, Vince McMahon's ECW championship reign moved storylines." Did it though? He won it at Backlash, successfully defended at Judgment Day, lost it at One Night Stand, and then Bobby was drafted to Raw, and he got the belt taken away from him again. And then he lost 2 consecutive pay-per-views for the WWE Championship, and then was out of the company. Did that really help Bobby out? Did it really? No, it did not. But the answer to your question is definitely Vince Russo on that one. So the thanks button, according to our buddy Scott, only shows for videos, not live streams. So once we're off the air here, the thanks button will appear probably about here somewhere on your display. But yeah, if you guys can do that, and also if we ever pre-tape stuff, please let us show us a little love on that. All the videos in the past can now get thanks on that. Also, I made sure I did the I enabled that. So thank you so much for helping me out with that, Scott. I really appreciate it. So thank you again. So all right, so yeah, Russo. Let's see here. Worst champion of AEW so far: Omega, Jericho, or Adam Page. You forgot about Moxley? because he's a world champion too in AEW. I think the worst champion, again, I don't think any of them were bad champions for the brand. I think they all did their job very well. So my answer is none of the above. I'm taking Chicken Show way up. I really don't care. No, Ken, he's saying that Cornette and Russo are the worst ever, period. Not just world champion, they're just the worst person ever. And no, you notice I didn't say his WWF championship. I said his ECW championship reign was the worst. WWF championship moves storylines. He won it. That furthered his storyline with Triple H, number one. Number two, he vacated it because he was not supposed to be involved in direct business with the company per the agreement with Austin at Fully Loaded. Number three, Austin came out, put Vince back in charge of the company, made sure he got the first shot at whoever became champion Unforgiven, and put Triple H back into the six-pack challenge. So that championship win, not run, because he had it for freaking 4 days, wherever the hell it was on TV, moved the storyline along. Russo's did not. The ECW championship reign by Vince McMahon did not. There you go. The ECW championship title stand still. So, and which one of them was worse between Russo and McMahon as ECW champion? It's a dead heat. For me personally, though, it's Vince Russo. Because it was completely freaking useless. There's no reason to do it other than Vince, I'm in Long Island. I'm going to get myself over my hometown. Whoopity freaking shit. That's why that happened. That's why it happened. And if I'm a dick, I'm a dick. I really don't care. I don't. Because I've always hated that he was world champion. I hate it. Without a doubt. All right. It's 45 after. It's quarter till the hour. So I'm going to go ahead and start winding things up. If you guys want to go ahead and get my attention with a super chat, by all means. But I'm going to go ahead and start promoting things. So again, I do want to give promotion out to NoDQ.com. I'm not on the brand tonight, but I do appreciate everything NoDQ's done for me in the last almost 20 years now. So feel free to hop on over there and check out their Backlash Prediction WrestleMania. Excuse me to hell. Gotta make sure I get the terminology right, or the McMahon man will come get me. So that'll be they're on every day, almost every day without fail, at least during the week. I've seen better impressions of Russo, but thank you, Ken. Again, tomorrow, Greg and the Egg on his face. That'll be tomorrow on the Greg Cherry brand. Speaking of NoDQ, by the way, you can check out the NoDQ review coming up on Thursday. That'll be at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific, over on NoDQ.com YouTube channel. Friday night after Rampage, we will be bringing back Open Mic Night. So be sure to check that out. That'll be on this channel and the Casa channel, as well as James Hebert's channel. So be on the lookout for Open Mic Night. And then we get into WrestleMania Backlash weekend, but also Impact is under siege, and we will cover that show this Saturday, starting at 6:30 Eastern. Now, again, this is the new format here on the Jeff Meacham Network and our affiliates going forward. We'll be doing predictions and coverage on the same day, on the show day. So we will start predictions an hour and a half before the show, at, in this case, 6:30 Eastern, same with on Sunday. And then we will do the live play-by-play with Noah and James and whoever else with that particular month. Will be at 8 o'clock Eastern in this case. But yeah, so the full coverage of the shows will be on show day going forward. We're gonna do it just like it's like a WrestleMania card even. There you go. And then of course Monday we'll be back with Ask the Dads, and it's not in here. I don't know why. I'm sorry, Jay. I don't have Ask the Dads in here, nor do I have. What the hell is the other? Oh, damn, I didn't load the other graphics. Okay. Well, anyway, let's see. Anyway, and then of course we'll be back here Tuesday night with Talk Wrestling across all the brands. We are on every Tuesday at 10:05 Eastern ish, 7:05 Eastern, 7:05 Pacific ish. On NoDQ, Casa, D18 Studios, the Great Cherry brand, of course, right here on the Jeff Meacham Network. You can find our official Royal Rumble style logo shirt, thanks to Greg Cherry, over at ProWrestlingTees.com/Jeff Meacham Network. So be on the lookout for that. And I know, you know what? I had more than one job a day, Jay. You hush your face. And I'm getting your plug in a second here, smartass. You can find the rest of our merchandise over at merch.wtnetwork.com off our Teespring store. You can catch the next episode of Renegades Reviews and Friday's episode of Renegades Reviews as we continue our tribute to the most electrifying birthday boy in entertainment. Yes, it was yesterday, but I like the promo so much I'm going with it. The Rock, we covered The Rock again on Renegades Reviews. JJ does Wednesday and Friday. And of course, Dads this month will have our top 10 20-ounce movies this coming Monday, the 9th. And the 23rd, we'll have our top 10 Rocky matches of all time. So there is that. And for everybody watching, I appreciate it again very, very much that you guys were here for, God, almost an hour with me, even though I had definitely have a competition. So I thank you guys very, very much. JJ always busts my chops. That's JJ's job as the co-host of Dads, or the fellow host of Dads. I don't want to be a complete asshole. And the owner of the Custody Studios. That's what JJ do. So thank you guys very, very much. We'll see you next time here on Talk Wrestling and all week long right here on the Jeff Meacham Network. And again, if you're still watching, thank you. Scott says, once the stream is over, go to the Dad's video from yesterday to see a super thanks. So yeah, you'll see that on there. Good night, guys.